Today, Baba is telling us that Baba is called the Lord of the Poor. And Baba says, at this time, the whole world is poor, everyone is poor. And Baba has always told us the formula that purity is the mother of peace, happiness, and prosperity. And likewise, impurity gives birth to peacelessness, sorrow, and poverty. So Baba says that I am the one who is called the Lord of the Poor. And how do I lift those who are in poverty? By making them pure. And my main instrument is knowledge. I give you the biggest donation of knowledge. And through knowledge, you realize your purity and you understand the method of becoming pure again. And Baba tells us that, people have compassion so people are very body conscious. So when we are body conscious, we look at somebody and we only look at the surface level. And on the surface, if somebody looks sorrowful or poor, then you have compassion to help them. But Baba has given us a broad intellect, which he mentions today. And with the broad intellect, you can see more than what meets the eye. And with that broad intellect, we can see how everyone who is not apparently poor is also poor. Because everybody is sorrowful and misery. And everybody is, anath. So nobody has virtues or knowledge or Baba. And that is why everybody is, poor when it comes to knowledge and virtues and treasures of the soul. Every soul is running on empty right now. And Baba says, Baba doesn't have just compassion for those who are poor with wealth, but Baba has this intellect which can see that everyone in the world is poor and they don't know their father, they don't know their Lord and Master, they are orphans, and because of that, nobody has any real essence of virtues and powers. And that's why everybody would be called poor these days. Now, you see, I remember there was this one time when Janki Dadiji had met Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa said that I help people who are in pain because they are poor. And then Dadi said that we help everybody because we understand that everybody is in pain and everybody is poor. And of course, it comes directly from Baba's teachings that at this time, do not be deceived by somebody's body conscious appearance that they are not in sorrow. And until and unless somebody receives the power of knowledge and purity, they cannot go back to their place, state of peace, happiness, and prosperity. So whether it is physical wealth or spiritual wealth, it is everything is inheritance that we take from Baba. And we will only be able to take that inheritance from Baba when we recognize Baba and we start having Buddhi Yoga with Baba and start following Baba's directions. So Baba says, this is how I look at poverty and this is how I'm called the Lord of the Poor. And then Baba gives a very interesting information today that Even if you gave food and clothes to somebody, that person wouldn't get rich because of that. Yes, so have you seen that because somebody received a donation, so they would become rich because of that? In fact, I will tell you, um, if you look at people who have won lotteries also, not even those people who have begged for money and received some financial aid or help, but even those people who have won big lotteries, amounting to crores, if you look at them also today, they are still in the same condition as they were before winning the lottery. Because um, any unforeseen gain that you receive through somebody else will not last a lifetime for you. Yes, everything in this world is so perishable. It is, it is so impermanent. It is so fleeting that, when you get it, you realize its nature, that it's actually fleeting. And before you get it, you keep running after it under the illusion that maybe this is my ticket to happiness, this is my ticket to peace, this is my ticket to prosperity. But once you reach there, then you realize that, whatever I was running after is just an illusion. And it has actually not made me peaceful, happy, or feel wealthy like I thought it would. And money is, people attach a lot of importance to money. And money has its own relevance. It can buy comforts and resources, but then money has got nothing to do with how you feel on the inside. And when somebody is sorrowful and disturbed and uneasy on the inside, then obviously that person cannot be called wealthy, even if you have a lot outside. And I remember there was this one lady, and she had come to the center, and she was somebody who had a lot of accolades on her name, and she was a so-called celebrity, and but she left all of that stardom or all of that fame when she was at the age of 35. And after that, she led a very simple life. She just was a mother to her daughters, and she raised them. And then I was just talking to her, and I asked her, so what were your thoughts, or what made you leave everything at the peak of your fame and name and everything? And then she said, one day I was just sitting alone in my room when I was at the peak of everything that I had. And then I asked myself at that moment, what do I have? So, I don't have anything. I have just, everything is outside. I can't even hold it. I can't guarantee it. I'm just, desperately trying to hold on to it, just desperately running after it so that it doesn't elude me or evade me. And do I want to spend all my life like this, running after and trying to, clasp or hold on to everything in a very desperate way? And then she asked me a very important question. She asked me, when you sit alone, which you do a lot, and when you are, with Baba or in solitude, then do you ask yourself, what do I have? And do you receive an answer? So I said, yes, I do. So she said, what is it that you receive? So I said, when I sit alone, then I ask myself, what do I have? then the only answer that comes to me is I have my Baba, and my Baba is permanent. My Baba will not leave me, and he's mine. So that's why, sometimes Baba says that I'm yours. I'm the only one who is yours, because you don't have to hold on to me. I'm always there for you. Whether even when, we didn't know Baba, Baba was there for me. Baba came looking for me, even when I had forgotten Baba. So Baba is somebody I don't need to make efforts to, hold on to. I need effort when I make effort to remember Baba. It's because I want to purify myself. So purity is something that I may make an effort for, but not for Baba. Baba is not somebody I make effort for. Baba is always there. And then with Baba, there is such a state of security that my present, my future is all taken care of, because Baba will leave me with 21 births of everything, health, wealth, and happiness. So there is nothing I need to worry about. And then she said, I want this, I want to learn this. So I said, but let me ask you, you left everything, and then you raised your daughters, and you never visited any spiritual path until today. So she was 55 or 56 by that time. And then I asked her, what happened suddenly that you are today, asking this question? So she said, until this moment, I created another illusion that my children are mine. But, so I always thought that this is my world, these are my children, and they are mine. And I always felt that whatever happens, I will never lose my children. But now I feel that our relationship is not the same. And the more I try to have that ownership over them, the relationship is getting more and more complicated. So now I have realized that, okay, that was good until now, but now what? So you see that if you look deeply inside, then Baba says that, everybody is empty right now. There is no real wealth or possession. When we talk about wealth, we are talking about possession. And Baba says, you do not become wealthy when somebody gives some food or clothes to somebody. That doesn't make him wealthy. Or even if you give somebody, a lottery ticket or crores of rupees or anything, still they will be the same person that they are. And if their habits are to swindle money, they will swindle that also. So if somebody has not been able to work hard and make money, and it's because of that lack of working hard and that habit of wasting money, then you could waste any amount. A money waster can waste 1 rupee, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, lakh, crores, anything you give them. So Baba says that this is why, Lord of the Poor doesn't mean benefiting somebody in this way. Baba says only when when you receive the knowledge of who you are, the knowledge of who is yours, and you have yoga with Baba and you follow his Srimad, then Baba says you become actually wealthy. And then you have the wealth of health, you have the wealth of happiness, and you have the wealth of wealth also. So this is what Baba is saying today. And then, there are, and I will tell you from my own churning what I have understood about this giving food and clothes to somebody. It's more of a method of feeding your own ego. And because it doesn't change the condition of the other, but it definitely fills you with ego that, I helped somebody or I did something for somebody. And most people, because we live in a world of ego, so it's a very easy and interesting method of feeding our ego. So we keep doing that. And Baba doesn't tell us that don't give food to somebody or don't give clothes to somebody, or that's not what Baba is not emphasizing on don't give. Baba is emphasizing more on what to give. So Baba says you must understand that if somebody is hungry, you gave them food, that's okay, but you didn't solve their problem of hunger. Don't delude yourself by thinking that you solved their problem, because that person is hungry 3 times a day and you only gave them food 1 time in 1 day. And then that will not solve his problem of hunger. Or you gave clothes to somebody, do not deceive yourself by thinking that you solved their problem of clothes. So that cloth will last for some time, and already you're not giving away new clothes, you're giving away used clothes, and what is the life of those clothes? So just know that that is not solving the problem. Yes, if somebody is there in front of you and that person is shivering in cold, you have the heart to give them a blanket, that's okay. But that doesn't mean that's a good deed, or you change their fortune by doing that. But if you just gave them some knowledge, you gave them some of your, some of what Baba gave you, then that could change his life, that could change his fortune. And that you must know. And do not look deeper, have a broader intellect. Do not look at just somebody as rich and poor based on how they dress or where they live. But Baba says no, that everybody is poor and you need to give this donation from Baba to everybody. And this is the thing. And then and I will tell you one more interesting thing in this regard. There was this one brother, and he said that, I'm a very big philanthropist, and I help the poor. So, would you help me? So he thought that we would give him some support so that he helps the poor. So I told him, yes, we could help you with, with our knowledge. And so he said, no, but I'm just asking you to help us with some financial, money and all, so that we could give it to the poor. So I said, when you came, you were a philanthropist. But as soon as you sat down before me, you become a beggar. Why? So I told him, you shouldn't switch yourself like this. If you are a giver, you are a giver always, na? But if you're body conscious, you will only be a giver when you think that the other person is poorer than you. But when you're soul conscious, you never become a beggar. So I told him, we never become beggars. Anybody comes and sits before us, we do not think that this person has come to receive and this person has come to, donate. We do not think like that. So I said, you came, we always think that you have come to receive. Anybody else comes, we think they have come to receive. Why? Because we are universal donors. And if you're body conscious, you will be a giver in some place and a beggar in some other place. And Baba says, we are never beggars. We are only beggar in, again, the spiritual sense, which means that even this body is not mine. Baba says this, you have no attachment to anything here. But otherwise, always be a giver. Never think that, this person is poor and I give to this, and this is rich, so they will give to me. And then this person has come to take support and this person is not eligible to take support because they are already supported. No. When you have a soul conscious drishti, you look at everybody as Baba's child. And you, with that broad intellect, you know that everybody at this time is empty. And you are in front of anybody, you don't have any expectation. You're just there to give. And anybody who cooperates with you is a cooperative soul. They are not somebody who give to you. They are also creating their fortune by cooperating in Baba's task. But you have no expectations from them. So this is something that Baba clarifies. And then Baba talks about the song today. The song today is very interesting. The song is, "This is the season to forget the world. Yahi bahar hai duniya ko bhool jane ki." And Baba underlines the importance of forgetting the old world. Because Baba says, if you don't forget the old world, then you cannot welcome the new world. And Baba says that people have sung this song for very long. This is a song of the world. It's not a song that Baba has created. But Baba says nobody thinks like, I have to forget the old world and I have to welcome the new. And Baba tells this, Baba is underlining this law that no problem is ever solved with the same consciousness with which it is created. So if we are living in an old world, and we are living in this old world because we are thinking about the old world, and our patterns of thinking are old, our beliefs are old. And if we do not give up on that, if we do not leave our old patterns of thinking, living, our old patterns of believing, then we cannot create a new world. And people are praying for a new world, but clinging on to their old beliefs, patterns, and everything. And I have been thinking about this thing for quite some time now that, even as Baba's children, we know a lot. We know a lot of, new knowledge, because Baba is giving us new knowledge every day and filling our aprons. But are we really creating a new fortune? Because many of the times we are not letting go of our old ways and systems and patterns. Yes, so for example, if somebody has a pattern of, thinking about the future, so, always thinking about what I'm going to do next, or what I'm going to eat next, what I'm going to do next, where I'm going to have a holiday next. So some people are, always thinking in that pattern. And Baba says, be in the present. Remember me in the present and consider yourself to be a soul in the present. And be at peace and have your Buddhi Yoga with me and fill yourself with my virtues, my powers in the present. But if you have this pattern of always thinking about the future, so I'm giving you this example because some days back, there was this Kanya, and she came and she took the course, and she took the whole course and she understood everything, and then she started reading the Murli also. And after some days, she said that when I sit in yoga, my body is not relaxing. So my body is always tensed. So I said, so what do you think about all day? So then she said, when I was in my 8th standard, from that time, I started making my future my source of happiness. So I always started thinking about the next thing that will happen. And, if I have So she said, if I have to go for a holiday 6 months later, I book the tickets now, and then I keep thinking about the holiday I will be having 6 months later, and then I keep myself happy because of that. Or, something that I'm going to buy, and I order it and I become happy. So I said, okay, but you understood new knowledge now. So did you try to change that? So earlier your happiness, or the way you approached happiness was think about the future. But now Baba says that even that future, is very fleeting. And again, you will create a lot of anxiety and stress, because every time, you are thinking about the future, there'll be many things which are coming in the way of that thought. So don't think about that. Baba said, be happy by doing good karma in the present. And the first good karma is remember me. Yes, so do you remember the ocean of happiness and become happy? So she said, no, I've not started that. So I said, then of course your body is not relaxing, because you are not drawing that happiness and peace. So I'm just giving this example to you to make you understand that we have, we have been living in this world of sorrow for 63 births, and there are many thoughts, patterns, systems we have created so that we get temporary peace, temporary happiness at some point or the other. But Baba says, now just listen to what I am saying and give way to the new. Just this new pattern, new belief, new thought you have to create. And I have seen that although we have knowledge of the new, there are many times we don't shed the old and welcome the new. Yes, old patterns of speaking, old patterns of, behaving, old patterns of thinking, old patterns of belief. We are not shedding that as soon as Baba is saying it. And that is why, we are not able to welcome the new. And the newness of Sangam Yuga is super sensuous joy or happiness. So Baba says the new world will come tomorrow. But at this time, when you're with the ocean of peace, ocean of joy, ocean of power, then you will feel all of that. But why are we not able to feel that? Because we are not shedding the old. And you cannot have both the old and new, because the new is the opposite of the old. Baba says, considering yourself to be a body and considering yourself to be a soul are two opposite things. You cannot have both of them. So this is why it's very important to understand this law, that no problem is ever solved with the same consciousness with which it is created. And it is very important that our new attitudes, new consciousness, new vision, new patterns of thinking, new actions, new ways of interactions, they have to be introduced, new eating habits, new cycles of the day, the discipline of the day, new timetable, new mind table. All of this new will come when we shed the old. We don't have to now cling on to the old things that we clinged on to for so long. And then Baba talks about how we have to recognize Baba as he is and how he is. And Baba says, for that we need a broad and unlimited intellect. And you see that limited intellect is knowing Baba as we were told he is. So we have ideas of bhakti, and in bhakti we were told who Baba is and who God is, and we have a lot of ideas about who God is from bhakti. But now Baba says, have a broad and unlimited intellect and know me as I am. Now, how do you create a broad and unlimited intellect? So I gave you an example of, how you should be able to see whether somebody is poor or rich, despite their appearance. So, a broad and unlimited intellect means you see things as they are, not as they appear to be or as you are told they are. So, and how do you see that? When you churn on knowledge a lot. So, knowledge is like this. So, knowledge opens your third eye, and with the third eye, you can see what you can't see with these two eyes. So these two eyes see very differently than what your third eye sees. And Baba says, when Baba talks about the broad and unlimited intellect, then Baba basically means that you see with the third eye. And how will you see with the third eye? When you churn on the knowledge that Baba gives us. And Baba is giving us the knowledge of who Baba is really. And the way we have understood Baba, the way we have connected to Baba until now, Baba says, I am not all of that. And you must know me from me and try to understand me as I am from me and not how you thought I am. And this is what Baba is telling us. And Baba says that, Baba talks about today he being beyond all influences. And Baba says, when somebody asks me whether Baba wears warm clothes, then you would say that no, Baba doesn't feel heat or hunger or thirst or anything because he's beyond all influences. And so, do you think that you understand what Shiv Baba is like? Because Shiv Baba doesn't feel hungry or thirsty, but in bhakti we have depicted God shedding tears and God getting emotional, and all of that, and God needing a boat to go from here to there. And so God is depicted as somebody who has very physical limitations. But Baba says, I'm not like that. And you are also not like that in your soul, in the soul world. So you're just like me in the soul world. You're like an equal seed. So the more we try to understand who Baba is through him by churning on the knowledge he gives about himself, then it will become very easy to understand ourselves, we who are the children of Baba, who are made in the image of Baba. So this is why Baba says, have a broad and unlimited intellect through churning of knowledge, through yoga, and try to understand me as I am. And Baba is the mirror, and we are the reflection of that mirror. So if the mirror becomes very clean, we have very clear understanding of who Baba is, then we will have a lot of clarity about my potential and my capacities also. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today Baba also spoke about being sorrowful. Those who give sorrow are themselves sorrowful inside.
Yes.
That's why they give them.
Yes.
And what I was thinking about being knowledgeful, powerful, all the meanings have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Before meeting Baba, I thought knowledge means gathering lot of information about worldly knowledge.
Yes.
But now I'm very surprised that being knowledgeful is so it's very high knowledge. Nobody else can give this knowledge except Baba. And being powerful also, it was misunderstood earlier.
Yes.
I thought if I have many supporters, much more finance, more security, then I am powerful.
Right.
I was thinking based on attainments.
Yes.
But today I understand being powerful, how it feels.
Yes, yes.
So I feel very obliged, very grateful, very lucky,
Yes,
fortunate to
course.
have this knowledge and Baba.
Of course.
Thank you, Didi. Om
Okay,
Shanti.
ji. Thank you. Om Shanti.